surprising link between UFO/UAP sightings and economic conditions revealed in a controversial new research, Chrissy Newton reports. The new research reveals a surprising connection between what we call UFOs, UAP sightings, and financial conditions across the U.S., according to a study by a team with the Hebrew University of Jerusalem. Dr. Ohad Rave of Hebrew University and Dr. Nathan Goldstein of Bar Ilan University introduced innovative methods of measuring public interest by utilizing UAP reports, which they say has revealed a surprising link between UAP sightings and macroeconomic conditions at the U.S. county, state, and national levels. Their findings challenge conventional metrics for assessing economic behavior, revealing how UAP sightings align with financial trends, informing policymaking, and provide insights into public adaptation to economic shocks such as COVID-19 pandemic and shifts in monetary policy. And in an email, Dr. Ravin explained what motivated he and Goldstein to explore the potential connection between UFO sightings and economic conditions. As a social scientist fascinated by UAP phenomena, I was disappointed by the grave scarcity of studies that examine the social aspects of it, Dr. Rave explained, especially as official reports by NASA and others confirm that about 95 to 98% of UAP sightings have conventional explanations, thus suggesting that patterns of UAP sightings are rooted in human and social behavior. This inspired undertaking a deeper examination, pursuing unconventional hypothesis which ties sky viewing to economic attention, Rave said. The key findings of the UAP sightings: the researchers analyzed data from the National UFO Research Reporting Center, NUFORCE, which spans over 20 years and is tracked across the U.S. Rave and Goldstein discovered that UAP sightings tend to occur more frequently in wealthier areas, but also tend to increase during economic downturns and decrease during periods of economic stability in those same regions. And this, they said, suggests that interest in unusual events like UAP fluctuations based on broader societal conditions, especially during times of uncertainty. The counter-cyclicity on its own may point at various behaviors, ranging from, say, mental breakdowns to extended leisure time. Hence, when unemployment rises, for example, the extent of UAP sightings increase because people may have more time on their hands, or otherwise they may be affected by the mental stress involved with unemployment, Rave says. The key point, however, is that the patterns of UAP sightings are not only counter-cyclical, but they also exhibit a positive correlation with wealth cross-sectionally. Hence, at any given point in time, the extent of UAP sightings tend to be higher in wealthier regions, going against a mentally related hypothesis, he said. This opposite correlation across the two dimensions, cross-sectional and temporal, is rather consistent with patterns observed using traditional measures of economic attention and hence supports an attention-related interpretation, Rave said. When asked why NUFORCE data was used for the study rather than other UAP databases, Rave said the NUFORCE data is one of the two major reporting centers of UFO sightings in the U.S., reporting the details of sightings across the U.S. for decades, and in addition, as noted in the paper, it's also the source that the FAA recommends reporting to when observing an unexplained phenomenon in the sky, strengthening its validity. Rave emphasized that this study does not claim UFO data is inherently more important than other data sources. We do show that other possible attention measures, such as, for example, Google searches, do not match the patterns observed via traditional measures of macroeconomic attention, Rave said. But we encourage the application of our proposed approach to other potential measures that may be useful in the attempt of measuring public attention. UAP sightings and COVID lockdowns. The study also highlights how the COVID-19 lockdowns affected UAP reporting. During periods of restricted movement, UAP reports increased, suggesting that people's limited mobility led to greater attention on unusual phenomena. The study found that in regions where UFO sightings are more common, people react less strongly to changes in economic policies. This suggests that shifts in the public attention can influence economic outcomes. The researchers propose that tracking UFO reports can offer unique insights into how public attention fluctuates over time and across different regions. And Ravi believes policymakers could use insights from this research to better understand national and regional economic responses during periods of heightened stress or uncertainty. This research introduces a new potential measure for public attention, which has geographic and temporal coverage that goes beyond those of traditional measures, to the extent that policymakers seek to account for public attention in their analysis, especially at specific locations or at relatively high frequency over time. Our approach may help them to do so, Rava said. And while the study suggests a correlation between UAP sightings and economic trends, critics may argue that the connection is not necessarily causal and that data limitations and the potential impact of false sightings, of course, could distort the findings. Now, Dr. Eric Hesseltine, former intelligence officer and neuroscientist, voiced skepticism about the study findings. During times of upheaval, such as pandemics, wars, recessions, conspiracy theories abound for two reasons, he said. One is because humans hate uncertainty, which causes major anxiety, and are thus drawn to anything that makes sense of what's happening. And secondly, he said, humans hate feeling out of control, as happens during upheavals, so they are attracted to anything that creates the illusion of understanding, predictability, and controllability. And while Hazeltine and others find flaws in the reasoning behind the research, Rave maintains that similar to research detailed in past studies in public attention, ours as well supports the notion that increased public attention helps navigate negative economic shocks, adding that a better understanding of public attention, to which our study seeks to contribute, may help in coping with the impact of future economic shocks. And the recent paper of Rave and Goldstein, Looking Up at the Sky, Unidentified Air Phenomena Macroeconomic Attention, appeared in the journal Nature, Humanities, and Social Science Communications, December 18, 2024. And this is on the debrief by Chris Newty. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.